I'm not
I've
bringing
had
plyo balls on the plane anymore.
I've had 7 plyo balls taken, 7 of them.
They took them?
They take them because they think they're like so there one time it was in Australia, the other couple of times it was like just like Phoenix or whatever, and they take them out and they go, once we remove an object like this from a bag, we can't put it back in. And I'm like, I have never heard that rule before,
Oh,
ever.
that's bogus.
They let me travel on 3 flights in the United States and to Australia and all the way to the like a 41-hour travel day, and I got to keep my plyo ball all the way there. On the way
Yeah.
home, I get out of the airport in Australia. Australia didn't care. I get it into the United States. I go through customs, and then we get my bag, and the guy goes, "What do you have here, son?" And I was like, you know what that is? I was like, there's a small one and a big one. And he goes, you can't keep the big one. And I was like, the small one's filled with the same thing. And he goes, well, this is over a certain weight. We can't allow you to keep. We can't allow you to keep this.
I can throw the small one way faster.
I was like, he goes, we
Way
can't
more
allow you to
damage.
keep this one. And he goes, and I'm like, okay. I was like, can you mail it to me? I was like, it's like, these aren't cheap. And he goes, we have to keep it. And I was like, well, give it to your kid then, I guess. I was like, thanks. I was so stupid, man. The whole idea of this, the whole point I was getting at is that when you fly and you travel, right? Like that experience is so miserable that you may as well just, my view of it is lowest cost to get me where I want to go. That's it. I don't care.
Yeah.
So
It
if
kinda
Sonic
sucks
Boom,
either way.
yeah, if this creates more of a vacuum where there's a larger separation between the two, and they're pushing more of the new technology or whatever, and it's like if my flights become less frequent but they become relatively cheaper, great. Like if I can benefit in that way from it, awesome. And if I can sneak into steerage on a Sonic Boom flight, that'd be great. Oh, I have another anecdote for you. Do you have a moment?
I have several moments.
Okay. This grinds my gears. When you get on a flight, right? So you get on a flight and you have to check a bag, right? So they assign this arbitrary number that, 50 pounds, that's as much as you can put in a bag, right? You put any more in the bag, you end up costing them more money, right? That's their premise, is that because of the weight of the bag, you end up costing them more money. So my question then is, if a person's 400 pounds and they bring a 20-pound carry-on, no one's bitching about the 20-pound carry-on, but that person is net 150 pounds more than me. So how does that work?
I think it's more about the liability of the baggage handlers handling something more than 50 pounds. You know, when you read like a job posting and it's like, must be able to lift 50 pounds. I think there's law in place of something. 50 pounds is like the cutoff of some kind of workers' comp law.
It's a union. It's a union thing, I'm sure.
Yeah. So if you have something that weighs more than that, then it costs them, X amount of increase of workers' comp insurance that they have to carry,
right.
Something like that.
I'm just saying, I'm making a total weight argument. I don't really care the allotment per them picking it up or not.
They never seem to care how much the human beings on the plane weigh.
That's the kicker. Okay, so if we're going off of that, I should cost X amount of dollars because I'm heavier, right? Like the cost of carbon to move me should be more, right?
Yeah,
if that's the premise.
The heavier the plane is, the more fuel it takes to make it go, and so
right. So then, how can you be like, well, it costs more to check a bag? Like we can't have that much weight on the plane. It's like, so then are you calculating everyone's body mass before they get on the plane? How's this work? Tell me how this works. That is my biggest gripe, because his ticket, he's 500 pounds, costs the same as mine, and he's double me. So is he not net carbon at least 1.5 of me? Like I imagine once the mass, an object in motion stays in motion. So once we're in the air, the relative cost is probably lower, but getting up in the air,
yeah,
probably costs more.
Yeah,
just a thought.